Olá, meu nome é Marvin Jones Jr., jogador de futebol americano, e estou aqui, com minha família, NFL Brasil, em Botafogo, Rio de Janeiro. Beleza! Em Brasil, Flamengo em Botafogo. Who did Pele play for in the beginning? Santos.
Yeah.
Santos. That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
But I want to know. I want to know mais or more. I've been here a while, so yeah. Brazilian soccer players. I know I know the old school, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Pelé. Obviously, I know Neymar, Coutinho. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I follow a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my third time in Brazil. My first two times I was in Carnival, so it was more partying. But this time, I went to Sao Paulo. I'm here all the time. The first thing that I think of in Brazil is it's just a great place. It's a great place. The people, the food, the energy, the dancing, the samba, that Brazilian funk. I love everything. So I'll always come here. I guess I'll come here for the fourth year next year. So so it's all good. Well, I love samba. I love samba. Like every time I'm here, I always go to Lapa, and I like to dance. So I go to Lapa and I'll dance samba. I do the Brazilian funk. My wife loves the Brazilian funk as well. It's just the energy. It's a different type of energy than you get in the United States or anywhere else around the world. I think here the music is the best ever. So I guess that's why I keep coming back. Yeah. Beleza. Beleza. No. My favorite Portuguese word. I don't know. It's the word I say the most is obrigado. Obrigado. Everywhere I go, I'm like obrigado, 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 de nada. So, but no. Eu falo pouquinho, pero quero aprender mais português. See. So next year when I come here, especially when the games are here, if I'm not playing, I'll come here and I could, maybe I'll call a game. I don't know. With you guys, I'll call a game. In Sao Paulo, I liked it. It felt like more city type, like New York. We loved the shopping there and everything, and they had some great places, some great restaurants and bars and stuff. But here, I love everywhere here. So like Joa, I go to Joa a lot. I love going to. I love every city here in Rio, but I'm staying in Copacabana right now. I love Ipanema, Baja, Joa. I like all these places. So wherever there's a good time in Rio, I'll be there. So. Well, I think everybody would try to fight me if I didn't say acai. Acai, but the acai here is different, I don't know. It's just that's where it's from, right? In the States, you don't get acai like you do here, so it's just amazing, and I just do the acai traditional. That's amazing. There's a lot of foods that I don't know how to pronounce, but I love them all. Peixe. There's I had some empanadas, empanadas de peixe.
Pastel.
Pasto.
Yeah.
Pasto. I had pasto.
It's a fried,
The pasto.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I mean, I don't know. They're just
candies.
any candy. Oh, I don't know. I don't know any of the word. I just eat them. Yeah. I love that the NFL is coming to Brazil. I know what Brazil has to offer, being here every year, and I know how the people are excited about sport, mainly football or soccer. And I know how they rally behind that, and I know that all the energy that's in Rio and in Brazil in general, Sao Paulo, all the energy that it has, I know it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazier than the United States. So maybe you have all the football games here. But it's going to be great. And if I'm not playing, I'm definitely going to be here at the game. And I have to brush up on my Portuguese so I could be on the field speaking Portuguese, you know? The most hostile environment, I would say, you know, in my early years, I would definitely say the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, them waving those towels in the fourth quarter, and they saying, yeah, in the fourth quarter is crazy. So that was a good experience there. Pittsburgh definitely has a hostile crowd. Minnesota does. It's slept on, but it's when they do that, it's crazy, you know, especially on third down. You're like, are we gonna make it or no? Yeah. Minnesota, yes. Definitely Seattle. Seattle, they have the 12th man. I played 3 years back to back in Kansas City, and Kansas City is loud. But this past year, there was nobody louder than Detroit.
Yeah.
There's nobody louder than Detroit this year. Like, I think they beat everybody. So, you know, go Lions. You already know. Yeah, I mean, I was blessed with the opportunity to play with great quarterbacks and made my job easier and all of our jobs easier. Andy Dalton first. Just great. You know, you have to have a connection with your quarterback, and in order to succeed. You know, you have to know, he has to know your steps. You have to know his timing when he throws the ball. You have to be connected. You know, so it has to be to the point where you could look into each other's eyes and you're like, hey, like this is going to me, right? Like this is our time. You know, so I've had an opportunity to have that with all the quarterbacks that I've played with. Andy Dalton, first of all. After that, my boy, Matthew Stafford, of course. Our connection was crazy. And then I went to Jacksonville, and we drafted Trevor, and you know, which is he's one of my close friends. And you know, seeing him, you know, develop, and you know, I was proud. I was proud to be with him, to like, you know, even teach him and, you know, show him the way, you know, him being a rookie, and now look at him, he's amazing. So just can't wait to see what he has. I played briefly with Jared Goff. I mean, look what he did. I mean, he almost went to the Super Bowl. Great quarterback. So I had the opportunity to play with some great quarterbacks, and yeah, for sure. Okay, so when I was young, coming up, and when I was little, I liked like Marshall Faulk. I liked, you know, the Cowboys in the '90s. Emmitt Smith. I wore 22 because of Emmitt Smith, and I was a running back when I was younger as well. So I liked the Cowboys. I liked The Greatest Show on Turf, Marshall Faulk, and then when I transitioned to being a receiver, I loved Randy Moss. Randy Moss was my idol, and I actually got to train with Randy Moss for an off season, and I ended up having my best season after I trained with him. So Randy Moss he's my GOAT, you know, and I mean, shoot, he will always be, and you know, we're cool. So he's a good dude. Yes, I mean, I was the 22nd receiver drafted after having a great Senior Bowl. I mean, I don't know why, but I did. But yeah, I've always had the chip on my shoulder, and I always said when I got drafted late, at the end of the 5th, I always said, hey, like by the time my contract is up, I'm going to be the #1 receiver in free agency, and I did that, you know. So just a couple. I'm not gonna name all of them, but I know it was Kendall Wright. He was the dude that drafted the 49ers drafted, and I was mad. What was his name? A.J. Jenkins. He was before me. He was right before me in the combine. He ran fast, but I don't even think he had a catch in the league. But we have Alshon Jeffrey. We have T.Y. Hilton. I think there was Chris Givens. Chris Givens was there. Who was the dude that for Jacksonville, the first rounder? Justin Blackman. Justin Blackman. We have who else? Everybody else they didn't last. So I don't even know their names.
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's like names like Michael Floyd.
Oh, Michael Floyd. He had a couple good years in Arizona. He was the first round. He was the first. Was he the first one picked?
No, the second.
Justin Blackman, Michael Floyd, Kendall Wright, A.J. Jenkins. Those are the four. Those are the four in the first round. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Next question. Not playing. But Alshon Jeffrey is me, Alshon Jeffrey, Muhammad Sanu, and T.Y. Hilton. And in that class, it was us four. So that's all I need. Those are the four I need to know. Everybody else, they I mean, where they at? Okay, I got A.J. Green. I got Muhammad Sanu. Kenny Galladay, Golden Tate. I'd say Amon-Ra St. Brown. Best 5 teams I played against. Number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers. When they had Troy Polamalu, they had everybody. They had their all-star defense. Number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens. That was my first ever NFL game. It was Monday Night Football when Ray Lewis went out and did his celebration. I played against Ray Lewis, Haloti Ngata. I mean, who's who? Ed Reed. You know, I tried to block Ray Lewis and it didn't go well, but he didn't make the tackle, so it's okay. Okay, so we have Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens. I'd say. The prime Green Bay Packers. Who else? The Legion of Boom, the Seattle Seahawks, and number 5 I would go with Minnesota Vikings. Right now, the best 5 receivers in the NFL today. I'll say Keenan Allen.
We played with him, Cole.
Yeah. He's my best friend, so he has to be first. So Keenan Allen, I'd say Keenan Allen. I'll throw. It's not in one is in order. Like 1 is Keenan Allen. I would say Justin Jefferson, for sure. Stephon Diggs is in there. Jamar Chase is in there, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'd say Patrick Mahomes, number 1 for sure. But then I'll go favorites. I think Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll be in the top 5 in a year or 2. Well, I don't really have a lot of favorites, but Joe Burrow. I would say Joe Burrow. Matthew Stafford still. I mean, he's still amazing. And one more, Josh Allen. Let's do it. Yes, okay, so my favorite touchdown. My favorite touchdown was one of 4 touchdowns in 2013, October 8th, against the New York Jets. They played man-to-man the whole time. I don't know why, but it was good for me. So this one was the third one, or it was the third. I think it was the 3rd touchdown that I had. It was in the far right end zone. They had already benched the corner that I scored 2 on, and they put another corner on me. And I do a corner route, and I put. Okay, so Andy threw it like kind of out of bounds, and I jumped up. I kind of jumped up and grabbed it, and I just held my body and held my foot out. And then when I came down, I just like touched my foot, and they called it incomplete. And I was like, you have to challenge it, or they have to redo it. They have to redo it because I got it in, and they counted it a touchdown. So yeah, I think it was the 3rd quarter. So that was my favorite one. So and it was history. That was one of history. So yeah, it was a corner out to the right, 3rd quarter, October 8th, 2013, against the Jets.